Back in the nation's capital, President Trump will soon sign his first piece of legislation of his second term in office. The House Wednesday giving final approval of the Laken Riley Act. This bill targets crime made by undocumented immigrants and requires detention and deportation of migrants arrested for violent crimes, also theft, burglary, and shoplifting. The measure named after 22-year-old Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. She was murdered while on a run at the University of Georgia campus last year. Police found her body in a wooded area 65 feet from the running trail. Her killer, Jose Ibarra, a Venezuelan migrant who came into the country illegally. He is serving life in prison without the possibility of parole. Laurie Camp joins us now. She's the organizer of Make Athens Safe Again, and she is also the parent of University of Georgia student. You've joined us many times since the death of Laken. Out of this tragedy comes legislation and change. How do you feel, first of all, about the act, and are you optimistic that it makes you and your family feel safer?
Absolutely. I am very thankful that President Trump is back in office and that our Senate and House have made the decision to enact this so that we are able to feel safer here. And Georgia also passed the House Bill 1105 that was very similar. And so we have already started to see some positive changes in Athens with that as well.
And how do you see this impacting law enforcement and illegal immigrants, especially those convicted of a crime or accused of a crime in your community? How does it play out?
Well, luckily, our sheriff has said he's going to cooperate, and we did have 17 detainers from the last quarter of 2024. So I do feel like they are starting to make a difference and starting to hold people accountable. And I am very excited that this is going to target the illegal criminals. I've said all along that we have enough legal criminals. We don't need the illegal ones. And so I'm very happy that this is going to hopefully make our streets safer. And I'm positive that we are going to start seeing some changes.
And with a child at the school, what are your expectations of the universities in coordination with law enforcement on this task?
The University of Georgia has done some great things with Athens-Clarke County. The first thing that Athens has done is they have installed the Real-Time Crime Center, which are cameras that are put up over the county and the parking garages and things like that. And these cameras tie directly into the crime center that's being monitored 24/7. And the university has decided to cooperate with that as well. So they are in the process of creating pathways for those cameras to go into the real-time crime center. The university has also put up some call boxes and a lot more lights across the campus, but there's still a lot more that needs to be done to make these students feel safe.
Yeah, what are some other measures that you'd like to see put into place?
The main thing I would like to see is for there to be more police patrols, for them to, the university police, they are allowed to patrol 500 yards outside of the University of Georgia campus. And so I would like to see that start to happen. I would just like to see more police on the streets in general. When you are walking downtown at night, you see a lot of police, but during the day, not so much. But I would like to see just more police presence.
Laurie, how has the death of Laken impacted the campus community and the community as a whole, just as people talk about the case and their own personal safety?
I believe a lot of people really feel the same way I do about it, that it has impacted them personally, whether they have children at the university or not. It has made them feel a little more vulnerable in town. Definitely look over your shoulder a little bit more. We are all grieving for Laken with her family and are so sad that all of this has happened. But the community as a whole, a lot of us do support the Laken Riley bill, for example, but there's a lot of the community that still feels that it's going to really be just mass deportation of all of the immigrants that are here in town. And that's not what this is about. This is the illegal criminals.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.